question.
Yeah, thank you. Again, this meeting is certainly no surprise. It's been well noticed, and I think we made mention in the last meeting that you were going to make a presentation, and yet we're still speaking to an empty chair of Mr. Crawford. I wish he was here, but I'm sure he's watching. He and the staff back in his office and watches on the monitor, and I'm sure we'll have a prepared statement soon. But I guess I'm completely puzzled by, I think, the lack of common sense used. It's just not a wise decision as you mentioned earlier, in wasting the tax dollars to dispute a $4,700 invoice that comes from the court fees. It's just not a wise use of the expenditure, as you mentioned. I know this board from time to time, and I'm not an attorney, and we rely on legal counsel, and much like this board did through the years from former attorney Mike Mullen and with Mr. Hallman now, when we're considering any type of litigation, we're given options, we're given choices, we're given the potential costs, for the potential outcome, exactly what are we trying to get out of the litigation. And we weigh all those options and factors and come to a conclusion whether it's in the best interest of this county, in the best interest of the taxpayers. And sometimes we choose to move forward and sometimes we don't. I guess that's one of the questions I wanted to ask Mr. Crawford if he was here, is that, what advice did he receive from his legal counsel, from an in-house attorney, from his international law firm that he hired to fight this battle? Exactly what advice did he receive? And I'd have to ask you, did he ignore their advice to move forward? I don't know. It's yet to be answered. And I just wanted to ask you, did he think about the cost to the taxpayers in fighting the $4,000 dispute? I'm not sure if he did. And, we could go on and on about it, but I think a waste of close to, we're thinking $100,000 when you look at the actual invoices that we've seen, and then his in-house cost that he has. It's probably, if not over $100,000. But, he likes to come to us and tell us and give us advice that, you don't waste taxes, don't do this to our taxpayers, watch out for our taxpayers. But yet, we could have taken that $100,000, as you mentioned, to pay off debt. We could have paid to have more equipment to keep our county safe. We could have more law enforcement personnel patrolling our streets and our neighborhoods. We could have lights at our soccer fields. We could have, if this board remembers, about 2 meetings ago, we had a request from a citizen to put millings down a county road to the tune of $80,000, and we had to say no. We couldn't do it. That could have gone to taking care of that neighborhood. And the list could go on and on. But I just think the clerk chose. He made a decision. I asked him at one of the meetings he was here, did he make the decision? And I never got an answer. But he made a decision. He chose to hire an international law firm, and this cost the taxpayers close to, if not over, $100,000. And I've had citizens, I've had taxpayers call, I've met them in the street, and they've said, how in the world can you let Mr. Crawford get away with this? I've had some suggest that he resign. That's not for me to say. That's for him to decide. But I respectfully, at this point, request on behalf of these taxpayers, of every taxpayer in Nassau County, that he personally reimburse the citizens of Nassau County for the full costs of